Hi guys, this video is about why I've decided now, if you watch some of my last videos, to switch over from premium insurance coverage back down to standard coverage with Turo. And if you're not too familiar exactly with all the different insurance options, refer back to some of my videos where I go in depth about what the different insurance options are, what the revenue split is, and what all it includes, as well as my past video where I talk about how loss of income is calculated and how I was just going through a few claims and I wanted to see if it was worth it or not. Both videos, I'll link to this video, so if you haven't seen those, you can refer back to those. So now, after having gone through some of these claims and having them settle out and everything said and done, I've really had to take a second and kind of think about if having that additional coverage of the premium protection where you get that loss of income was really worth it. And my decision on that thus far is that it's not worth it, and it's for a few reasons. The number one thing that deterred me from continuing to move forward with that is because Turo does not take into account the time that they take to get your claim going and to pay you out on the claim so that you can begin your repairs. So for example, I just had a car that was in a pretty bad accident. It took them about 3.5 weeks to go through that claim and pay me out on the damages so that I can begin the repair work. And so for 3.5 weeks, even though I had loss of income coverage on that, that was not included in the loss of income. And that just totally sucks, because as a host, I mean, that delay in time has nothing to do with you, and it actually has really no part with the shop either, because the shop is incredibly quick to submit all the information and the parts and to go back and forth with them. But where I'm starting to see the bottleneck is that Turo is using a lot of third-party companies to go through the claims process. The third-party companies that they use first is Resolve a Claim. Resolve a Claim is the app that you use to submit your damage photos through. Then there's Snapsheet, and Snapsheet is the one who provides the estimate. So somehow they all work together, and in between all of that, it takes forever. Now, once Snapsheet completes the estimate, it's not like, oh, hey, Snapsheet's done, and they talk to your shop and everything's squared away, so here you are, here's payment for your claim. No. Then it goes back to Turo, and Turo conducts an internal review of their own, which takes even more time. So it just really sucks as a host, because there's all this time, because their process is so heavy and it's just not efficient, and it doesn't make sense for this type of business, because this is a business of days. So if your car is out of the market, you're losing your ranking, you're not building your profile, you're not building your listing, you're not getting the reviews. And then not only that, but Turo is also not making that money either. So, they don't have that urgency to get cars back on the road, because they fight tooth and nail for these claims, because they act more like an insurance company. So because of all that, having that loss of income is not worth it. And the way that they calculate it with the last 60 days average in sales also does not make it worth it, because the days where you have zero, I mean, it just completely drags that average down and is not accurate to the car. So just taking all that into account and really calculating, okay, this is what they paid me out in loss of income, but if I had the lower insurance option and made that additional money, I mean, it would have came out to be more money that way. So it's not worth it to have that loss of income and to fight them tooth and nail to pay you out. Another thing that I noticed in the handful of claims that I had that did include coverage for loss of income, I would say probably 75% of those claims, they did not include the reimbursement for loss of income when they settled out the claim. Every single time I had to go back and ask them, hey, I have coverage for loss of income, but that total wasn't included. Then they come back, oh yeah, okay, here it is. This is how many days we calculate. And not only that, but the days that they calculate for loss of income, the amount of days that your car is going to be in the shop, I've never experienced that it was actually matched up to the amount of days that the car is physically really in the shop and off the market. So with all those factors in mind, I think it's not worth it, and I won't be moving forward with it on my cars. The other thing is that when you have the standard protection, you can lower your prices, right? Because you're getting a bigger chunk of that money, so you can compete a little bit more. The customer can pay less, but you can also make more money. So you have a little bit more flexibility when you're on that standard insurance versus being on that premium, where you kind of have to keep your prices higher because you're getting a smaller chunk of the pie. So all in all, with all those factors, I think the standard insurance is the way to go. And yeah, you're gonna have wear and tear on these cars, but you should just plan for that. You're in the rental business. Of course that stuff is gonna happen. So things like scratches or damages under 3 inches are not covered under standard insurance, but it's okay. That stuff is not a big deal. A lot of that stuff is cosmetic. A lot of it can be easily fixed. A lot of it can actually be like do-it-yourself type of stuff. So with all of that, definitely my recommendation thus far, unless their systems become better at some point in time, as of now, the way that they are operating, standard insurance makes more sense money-wise, sales-wise, and just providing more value to the market. So that's my verdict, and as mentioned, I'll link my other 2 videos to this video if you need to reference what exactly the different insurance options cover and some of the claims I talked. Sorry guys, got a phone call in between. I hate when that happens. I was right at the end of the video. But anyways, as mentioned, I'll link in those videos. And also, if you get a chance, please subscribe to my channel. I'll try to post as much content as I possibly can. Send in your questions. I love to hear from you guys. And send in comments about your experience with claims as we navigate this Turo marketplace. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!